Hello, hi, welcome to Market Fresh Let's Cook. Today we are going to make a very nourishing soup. That is actually a fish soup with lala. And why do I say that it's nourishing? It's because we are using the whole fish. Yes, we are using red snapper today. So we're going to use all the parts of the fish, including the head and the bone, to make the broth of this dish. That's why it's a very nourishing dish. So why a soup dish? Because you know, sometimes on rainy days you just hope for a bowl of very hot, piping hot soup that can warm your stomach. Yes, so let me show you what are the ingredients that we will be using for today. Yeah, one of the key ingredients that we'll be using today is, like I mentioned earlier, we will be using red snapper. Alright, so this is a whole red snapper, and it has already been filleted. Yeah, lala. So this lala, right, I have soaked them into water twice already. So now, as you can see, the water is very clear, so all the sand has been removed already. Tofu, this is soft tofu. We also have some goji berry. Alright, onion, this is the brown onion. Some ginger slice, of course. For veg wise, we will have some leek. This is leek, so we're going to cut the leek later on. And then some spring onion for garnish, some sesame oil, some huadiao, white pepper. We have some salt as well. Also some cornstarch. So we're going to add this into the broth to enhance the flavor. Yeah. So this is saltfish powder grounded already. Yeah. Alright. So let's get started. I'm gonna slice the fish fillet, right? So I will just scrape it like that to make sure that, you know, there's no more scale on the fish, because you don't want to be biting into any fish scale. Yeah. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fillet this fish. Alright. So diagonally like that into small little slices. Okay. We don't want to cut too small as well, otherwise later on when you cook the fish in the soup, it's going to disintegrate. So we just want slices like that. Put them in a bowl. I will do another slice over here. So we have to scrape the fillet to make sure all the scales are all clean. Yeah, we want the fish to be the meat to be tender, so that's why you slice it. Hold your knife about maybe 30 degrees and then slice it through like that. So all the slices all done. Alright, and then we're going to marinate the fish. Use some sesame oil, about 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and then about 1 tablespoon of huadiao. Okay, this is to remove the fishy smell. We're going to use some white pepper and a little bit of salt, some like that, about a pinch of salt. And we're going to add some corn flour. Mix well the seasoning so that the fish can fully absorb in. Yeah, keep this in the fridge. Yeah, let it season for a while. I have some goji berry here, so I'm going to soak the goji berry with some huadiao. So just a little bit of huadiao, and then just let it soak the goji berry. So later on we can add this to the broth. Yeah. Alright. So we just need a few slices of ginger. Right. Just about this much of ginger will do. Alright, so the ginger is done already. I have some spring onion here that I have washed and I have removed the roots. Alright, so we'll need some spring onion. This is for garnish later on, so I'm going to chop them up finely as well. So I'm going to set this aside also. Slice them up thinly as well. Alright, so I'm going to separate the stem from the leaf. Yeah, so this is the stem, and then I'm going to chop up the leaf separately because they will be added in at different point when we are cooking. Yeah, so usually when we cook, try not to waste the ingredient. It's all the hard work from the farmer, so we try to make use of all the different parts. Yeah, we need the brown onion as well, so some one whole onion that is minced. Yeah, so we just need to peel the skin. All right, so I like using brown onion actually when I'm doing my cooking, because this, it's compared to the purple one, I think this is actually more sweet, especially if you're doing a broth or you're doing a stew, right? Brown onion will actually make your dish sweeter. So let's just chop some brown onion. Yep, so just like that. So I have with me, remember, some tofu that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to slice the tofu also. Alright, so to slice the tofu, let's slice half. Alright, and then we'll cut it up into small, large cubes. And then we'll add them into the soup later. This will add, because tofu will absorb the sweetness of the soup later on. Yeah, so these are all the ingredients that we need. For now, we can start cooking. Heat up your wok. We are just going to add in the fish like that, dry. By the way, I'm using a non-stick frying pan. Yeah, so just add in the fish like that. This is just so that, you know, in case if you did not manage to pat dry your fish bones, it will not splatter. And then we turn to the other side. So we're just going to pan sear the fish first. Yeah, this will actually bring out the flavor of the fish, as well as to remove any fishy taste of the fish. Yeah, so I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. So now the fish is just about right, the fish bone. So I'm going to push it to one side. Add a little bit more oil because I'm going to cook the ginger, some of the ginger, not all. I will just leave some. So I'll stir fry the ginger, and then now I will add in the onions that we chopped earlier on. So let's brown the onions over here. So now you can see that the onions is slowly turning translucent. So we can add in the leek stem, just the stem part. It's turning translucent. So this is the part whereby you can add the water in. So we'll let it boil for about 15 minutes before we come back to check the broth again. So I usually cover it so that it will boil faster. Alright, so now let's wait for the broth to boil. Alright, let's check on our broth now. Wow! So at this stage, after it has boiled for about 5 minutes, right, I'm gonna add in some saltfish powder. This will enhance the flavor of the broth. So about 2 teaspoons of dry saltfish powder. And then let it simmer for another 15 minutes. Alright, 15 minutes has passed. Now let's check on how the broth is doing. Wow, look at the broth. It's actually becoming the color. Do you see the color? It's actually thicker in more darker in color right now compared to earlier. So right now the broth is almost ready. We can actually taste the broth, and then if needed you can add some more dry saltfish powder if it is not enough, or you can add salt, so you adjust the taste accordingly. So right now the broth is actually ready. We can filter the broth now. Alright, so I'm going to just turn off the fire. I'm just going to take out the fish bones. So usually all the bones, you know, it has some meat, so I'm going to keep this for my family member who love them. Pour the soup. Wow, look at this. Alright. Okay, and then wipe the side because we're going to use back the same cooking pan. Alright. So make sure you wipe the side of the frying pan, otherwise you'll get very easily black stain. So now this is all that is remain, the ingredient from the broth. So press out, and then we do not want this because it's full of bones and everything. Yeah, so we only want the broth. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put the broth back into the pan. And then we let it continue to boil. Alright, we can start to add in some of the ingredients first. The leaves of the leek, we're just going to throw them in now. Some slice of ginger. Alright, throw that in. And turn your fire to medium. And next, we are going to add in the tofu. Slowly put in the tofu. Be careful not to break the tofu, yeah? And remember our LaLa. So we will add in the LaLa now. And then cook the LaLa until it opens up. So just one tip, if the LaLa doesn't want to open, even after you cook it for about 5 minutes, right, it means that the LaLa is not fresh. So do not try to force it open. Most likely that is a bad LaLa. So just throw that particular piece of LaLa away. Just wait for the rest of the LaLa to open up before we add in the fish. I will add in the fish last because fish actually cook very easily. Yeah, this is the fish that we marinated, the sliced fish. So we can add in the fish slowly. Remember when adding in the fish, right, turn your fire to a smaller fire. We don't want it to be, the soup to be in a boiling state, because if the soup is in a boiling state, right, then your fish will taste very tough. Yeah, it will not be tender. We just want to use the hot soup to cook the fish, and then with a small boil. Yeah, not boiling profusely, you know, a large boil on high heat. So on small heat, we will cook the fish. Now actually all the lala are cooked already. We just need to cook the fish slices. Yeah, just wait for it to boil. Alright, so now what we need to add is some bunch of the sexy spring onion that will further enhance the dish. So just sprinkle generously. Now is the time to add in all the goji berry. Yes. Oh my god, this is so good, man. And then give it a good stir. Because we pre-soaked the goji berry with some hoa teo chiu, right? Yeah, so we want that to mix well as well. Wow, a very good dish for rainy weather. Oh my god, look at how pretty the fish soup is. See? Let me focus. You look at how juicy and big the lala is, and then the fish slice. So hope you all enjoy watching this dish. This is actually our lala and fish soup tofu. So till the next time, we will see you again on Market Fresh Let's Cook. So hope you really enjoy this dish. I'm gonna have my dinner soon. Alright, so look at the pretty soup that we have made for today. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.